Hello and welcome to another video where I finally do some work on the Focus after quite a few weeks of horrible weather. As you can see in here, I've already dismantled a few things just really to save in filming time. I've noticed on the last few weeks, actually, almost since I bought the car, that the aircon was not pumping as much cold air as it should. It seemed to something like a leak, or the gas needed to be topped up or something like that. So back in April, when when the weather was actually a bit better than in May, I took the car to a garage in order to have it regassed, and they've noticed that there was a leak on one of these pipes, the one that from the condenser to the compressor. But they couldn't repair it at the time, so I thought, oh well, I'll just take it to another garage to get replaced. The other garage quoted me £325 to get the job done, to get the pipe replaced, plus having it regassed. Because they said, oh, I'm very sorry, but we needed to get the part only from Ford. That's the only place we can have it from, and that's how much it costs. Okay, so I set on a search and tried to check which was the correct part. I've contacted Ford and they informed it was this part that is gonna come at the bottom of the screen. So I went to several websites. I went to Eurocar Parts, I couldn't find it, until I found Autodoc, which I've already used a couple of times, and they have the right part for me. It arrived within a week, and it cost, including postage, just over £20, which I think it is a brilliant result. So that's what I'm going to do now. I've already done some preparation work, lifted the car, axle stands, I removed the under tray, this main area here, and also the front lip by using a T30 Torx bit. And then for this job you needed to have extra access, so you needed to remove the headlight in order to get access to these two pipes here. I needed to remove this one in order to get access to this one. And for these nuts, I'm going to use a number 13 ring spanner. You probably can use a ratchet spanner, but I don't think there is much access. You were better off with one of these. And also you can use a Torx number 8, although this, I think it's a reverse Torx number 7. Yes, this is a E8. I think the ideal one will be probably an E7, but I haven't got it. But this is just used just to hold it in place. And then at the bottom, where it bolts onto the compressor, which is around here, this bit here, for this one, you're going to use a socket number 10, or probably even better, actually, a ratchet ring spanner. So the first thing that I'm going to do now is to basically remove these two here, and then go to the bottom and remove the rest. Well, this one was quite easy actually. Access is very, very difficult in here. Whoops, that's a bit dirty. And it's also good to give these a good clean, and then cover the holes with some paper so that there's no debris going inside. Now that I wire brush all these areas to remove of any crude, and I also gave a good clean to this pipe here as well to remove all the crude and clear the seal, the O-ring actually. Now I'm going to move down there and remove the other end that attaches to the compressor. So for this part here I'm going to use the ring spanner number 10. Make sure I've got it. Yeah, ooh, that came off very easily. And here's the O-ring over there, and another O-ring in here, and I'm gonna lift this from the top. Twist it. And there you go. Aha. And here it is as the leak, the source of the leak. That's why the gas slowly escaped and there was eventually a rupture, because the aircon was definitely working last year, although not as effective as it should be. And that is the other reason why I didn't wait to depressurize the gas or anything like that, because I knew there was a leak, because the garage confirmed to it, so it was safe to actually remove the pipes. You should never remove the pipes or any elements of the aircon unless you are 100% sure that there is no gas inside. Also, the other thing to note is that I'm going to replace this without having to replace the dryer, because this leak is recent, and probably as well the crack on the pipe. I'm not going to replace the dryer. If the car hasn't been used for quite some time, what happens, and if it is the aircon system is exposed to the elements, it gets moisture inside and then can actually wear out the dryer. So if it's been standing for a long time without working and there has been a leak, also replace the dryer as well. Okay, so that's this job done. The under trays have been fitted back in, the headlight is back in place, as I had to remove it in order to gain access to these two nuts, which were quite hard to get, but nothing that ring spanner wouldn't do. Now it's booked to go to the garage to have it regassed, and let's see if the repair has been successful or not. And here it is, it has actually come back from the garage, and it was a pleasure to finally drive and not being sweating completely during the day. It's 23 degrees now, it's not massively hot, but at least it is much better Oh yes, very nice. It's an absolute pleasure to have aircon back in the car, and as you can see, it's actually a very simple fix. Normally the best way to do in cases like these is to basically take your car to a garage, get it booked for a regas, and they will see if there's any leaks and so on. And if there are any leaks, they probably most likely will tell you where the leak is, and then you can see if you can repair it or not. And that was the case with me. I was told that the leak was that particular pipe. I went to another garage because the garage I took it initially wasn't able to repair it because they were fully booked for the next a couple of weeks. So I took it to another garage, but they said £325 just because the part had to come forward. But as it is usually with things like these, I don't really take the garage's word for it. So I decided to search myself, ask for it, what's the part number, went on to the website, in this case Autodoc, put in the part number, got it after a week later, fitted it, which only took probably half an hour, if most, including all the preparation. Take it again to the garage to have it regassed, and there you go, a simple and easy fix, and it's very rewarding. In total, including the regassing and the part, it was just under £80, which I think it's quite amazing, taking into account that the first quote was £325, including the regassing. So, well, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. There will be a new video coming very soon, hopefully in a week, where I will do some MOT checks on this car. This car is due an MOT in about 3 weeks time, so keep an eye on it, and the new video will come soon. Take care.